welcome to the industrial outskirts of Columbiana. Pretty neat spot down here. I'm a little ways from the laundromat. Got a 10'4" bridge. I wonder what this little road over here is. Huh, it doesn't say not to go there. I'll have to look at the satellite. Somebody's dumping detergent down the storm sewer here. Well, let's get cruising here. So this is Railroad Street. I wonder how it got that name. So up Railroad Street we go. Nice time for a 6 in the morning walk. Being that it is 6 in the morning. There's the railroad right over there. It goes over that 10'4" bridge down the way. Somebody is a Dodge folk here. Huh. And Ford, I guess, and Chevy. Hey, whatever's got the parts that you can make it work with. Like, I don't care who made it as long as it ain't going in a vehicle made after 1995. It can come out of one, just can't go back into one. Unless you're building some kind of weird freak show thing, which I'll probably be doing. I was thinking about doing something obnoxious with a Nissan Leaf. Maybe making a sand racer out of it or something. As new cars go, they're not very expensive. They're hideous, disgusting, ugly. And they got no ground clearance. So they won't work for what I'm doing at work unless you jack them up. Maybe put it on a Jeep frame or something, or just maybe it might be time to start custom fabbing frames. I mean, I fabbed half a frame already. What's to keep me from fabbing the other half of the frame? You know? Plus I got better welders now. Oh, there's a big old industrial plant over there. I don't know what that is. But yeah, sorry about the greasy windshield here. We're experiencing some technical difficulties and I don't have any clean rags with me. Yeah, let's try this. I doubt that's going to work very well. We'll see. Yeah, the rags I'm wearing are about as good as the rags I got in the truck. So I think part of the reason they call this Railroad Street is because the railroad used to go through it. I remember when this was actually active, like a long time ago. And up here by this plant, the Copco plant. By the way, what is a muster point? Is it like where everybody goes when they have an emergency or something? I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so down Railroad Street here, there used to be a railroad in the middle of the street. I wonder how you manage that. How, like, I know the trains got right away, but how the hell do you? Well, back when this ran, people weren't as dumb, I guess. I know there were a lot of dumb people out there, but they weren't nearly as dumb as they are now. You know what I think that is? Well, that's a switch there, just cemented right into the ground. I'll bet you that's the old post for the switch. Neat. Huh. Well, you never really get to get close to this stuff anymore, do you? Look at that. There's the points right there, the frog or whatever you call it right there. Oh, here comes the train. Now we're more interested in this thing here. That looks like something to bust a tire on there. There it goes. All right, to me, that's not very interesting. Let's see. I think this is cooler. Oh, here's where it used to be. If this train would kindly be quiet a minute. That's louder, not quieter. There's a frog, I guess you call it, I think. Anyways, the track used to go into that door. And over here, I remember that 30 or 40 years ago, there used to be a sign on the back of here that said compact or subcompact car parking only. Over there too. Oh, it might still be there. Let's look. Because, you know, if you park over here with too big of a car, oh, I think it's still here. No, it isn't. No parking there now. If you park over here with too big of a car, the train will take your ass end off of your car. Yeah, it's paved right over that. Look at that. Yep, sign ain't there no more. That's kind of cool though. It still has the grade where the siding is there. Make sure ain't no car. Oh, there's a switch there too, or something. Yeah, neat. Oh yeah, because it's other extra tracks over there. I don't know what the terminology for this stuff is. Oh wow, they left the dang door wide open. Oh, you can tell it's Columbiana. Alright, so what's the limits of the public highway here? I think we can go right to the end of that. Let's try it. See if anybody bitches. So I think this probably used to go right over to that switch point over there. And there's it from the other angle. Oh, those must be, they're probably full if they're quiet, because if they're empty, they rattle. Or they bounce around. That's kind of neat. There's Railroad Street, the street with the railroad in the middle of it. Whatever that is, Compco. That's, over there, that's something or other. Columbiana boiler or something, I think. Yeah. Well, that was neat. There's some cool stuff down this way. You'd never get away with building anything like that here now because they're, you know, gentrified, but I wonder what they're going to do with this pile of gravel they plowed up here. I'd love to have this. I'll have to ask to see if they want me to haul it off. I sure the heck could use that. Liquid oxygen tank there. Big old building. Yeah, I said hi to the guy, the first guy that come in here in the morning. As I walked down the other way, I says, you're the first one in, you get to bitch at everybody else. Ouch, that is a rough sidewalk. Yeah. Yeah, nothing really much that you haven't seen already, but heavy duty power lines and all that down this way. I think Columbiana actually owns their own power grid too. They probably buy it from Ohio Edison or something. Because these poles all have, yeah, property of CCE. I don't know what that means, but it's a 482 number, so that's Columbiana. I think it's on all these big poles down here. Yeah, not that one, but yeah, whatever. CBC Global, I think it's Columbiana Boiler Company. I think they got bought out or something. I don't know. Well, the light in there is a weird color, ain't it? Huh. Maybe the window's a weird color. Columbiana Boiler, yeah, there you go. Right. It just points right to straight to the main door. It looks like that's their office. Oh yeah, this is neat. Well, that is cool looking in there. Oh yeah, this is not MUTCD compliant. I posted it on the group and they said so. Also, here's kind of interesting. So I don't know if this is before or after the plant was built, but it looks like there's a multi-pair telephone cable going from one side of the road to the other up there. And I bet you that's, well, at least it formerly was, the telephone lines. I'm sure they've gone to IP now because copper phone lines are so horrendously expensive around here. Holy crap. 10 years ago, I found out that the company wasn't using our ISDN line. It was costing us $1,500 a month. So I immediately disconnected that because, you know, we don't need to be spending that much. I wish they would have put the money into another engineer, or at least part of it. They have like a contractor, if something comes in part-time or something, that I can train. Not just some break fix thing. Really, this setup, you gotta, in our plant, you really gotta learn everything. You can't just bring some temporary people in there and be like, well, here you go, do this and do that. If you just go in and do this and do that, like if you let regular IT people in there, they'll screw it up in a heartbeat. They'll have that stuff botched up so bad you won't be able to do anything. Because everything affects everything else. I'm sure IT people are used to going to different faraway lands and having things connected that are far apart. But this is a different story entirely. This is radio stations that are connected that are far apart. I'm 59 miles from one end of the shot to the other. The neat thing is, we're halfway between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, and our radio stations are within a few degrees of each other on a line perpendicular to the straight line between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. And there's a reason for that, because all the Cleveland stations have one frequency allotment and the Pittsburgh stations have the other frequency allotment. And we were able to just barely fit in between the two, because we're on the line that goes perpendicular to the line between the two places. So all of our stations are pretty well wedged in, so we can't, some of them are wedged in to the point where you can't move them like a couple hundred feet. Anyways, so you can't really just bring a regular, like some computer repair place, you can't just drag them in and say, here, fix this computer, because they'll fix the computer. But in doing that, everything else that's connected to it's going to screw up. And there's not really any way around that. You just have to learn. You have to learn the systems. If you don't, you're just going to screw things up. Like before I knew how everything worked, I unplugged something and it shut the radio stations in Sharon off. That was 14.7 miles away. Like, why can't we get our remote thing on it? I don't know. We're not using this anymore, are we? Oh, I guess we are. All right, well, I'm back to the laundromat. I'm going to go check my clothes. It's probably done by now. Stick them in the dryer. I'll see you later.